Hello, happy mamas. This is Trish. So nice to join you for today. I want to talk to you a little bit about focusing on the can't, right? I can't do this. I can't. Okay, I think that we focus on the negative so often. I just don't have the time. I can't because I don't have the time. I can't because I don't have the money. I can't because my children won't let me. There's a lot of can't. And I want you to shift that thinking because, what you put your energy to, where you put your energy is what grows, is what you get more of. Hi, Brittany. So if you constantly put your energy into what you can't do, then you will be focusing on the can't and you won't be able to accomplish anything. And that's where that overwhelm comes from. That's where that paralyzed feeling of, I don't even know where to begin comes from. Hey, Sarah. So how do you shift it? How do you go from that, I can't do this, and shift it into what you can do? Well, you make it like a mental project for yourself. So let's talk about, okay, I'll give you an example. My own personal example is, these Facebook Lives and how they started for me. Hey, Angie, some of you may or may not know, but my background is in television. And so every time I appeared on television, I would always have perfect makeup. My hair was done. My old makeup artist actually is in this group, Harisa. And so I always looked amazing. And so my entire life working in television, I, sort of developed this whole persona that I had to kind of look perfect to be in front of people. And I always had an image to protect. And that TV life and that TV career really made me, live that even outside. I always felt like I had to have this, I had to worry about who was watching me because I was a TV personality. So what were they going to think if I didn't present myself in a perfect way? Yeah, Angie, it's true. So in the last couple of years, I've done a complete turnaround. And as you can see, I have no makeup. I don't always do my lives without any makeup, but I don't put on makeup specifically for my lives. I'll do it sometimes I will do it for Happy Mama because I look at it more of a production. But for you guys, this is me. I took a shower, so I'm clean, and I didn't do anything to my hair. I didn't put makeup, and I haven't waxed my eyebrows in 3 weeks. But who cares? Who cares? Why? Because what was stopping me from doing lives and presenting myself and getting the message out was that I was but I didn't have time to do my makeup, but I didn't have time to do my hair, but I can't because I don't have the proper equipment to produce a TV show with a studio. It was in my head, the message had to be presented in this perfect way. And it doesn't, because I finally got it in my head that what matters is the message, that you guys don't care whether I'm up here in my pajamas talking to you. If the message is something that resonates with you, then that's what matters. It doesn't matter how I look. And in fact, probably me just being me here hanging out with you is like us hanging out as friends. And that's what I want this community to be. I want us to be hanging out like you're at my house, looking at my messy stuff. Look, I'm going to show you. This is what my table looks like right now as I'm doing this live. And if you were here hanging out with me, you would see my house in the state of affairs that it's in with my kids downstairs, and it would be kind of chaotic, but we'd be having this conversation, we'd be connecting. And that's what's the most important thing to me, is us connecting. Okay, so I got over that. I can't do it because I didn't get my hair done. Who cares? I can't do it because I didn't get my makeup done. I don't care. What matters is the message. What matters is the why. What matters is, who do I want to be? I want to be somebody that helps you be the best version of yourself. So does it matter if I do that in high heels and a killer outfit, some awesome makeup, and my hair all done up? No. At the end of the day, that doesn't matter. What matters is my message. So, okay, Angie, I'll see you after. So how does this apply to you? This applies to you because we as moms do this every day. I can't get my laundry done. I can't, well, often, well, okay, that's my thing. I can't get my laundry done, and I say that all the time. But the truth is, I don't want to get my laundry done. And at the end of the day, why don't I want to get my laundry done? Because the laundry does not mean anything but clean clothes to me, right? So that doesn't bring me my why. It doesn't bring me my fulfillment, you know? What's really important to me is getting my message out there to moms, okay? So that's the working part of my life, and helping empower you to see how amazing you truly are, and making sure that my kids know how much I love them, you know, and that they feel connected to me on a daily basis. And some days that's better than others. And is the laundry going to do that? No. So I'm not going to beat myself up for not doing my laundry, okay? What can I do? I can be more present with my kids. I can connect with you guys online. Those things are my priority. Therefore, I make time in my life for my priority, and I can't beat myself up for the things that I don't have time for. Hey, Stephanie. And so when you find yourself saying, I can't do this because I don't have the money, okay? Let's just say, I can't go on vacation with my family because I don't have the money. And that's a very real thing. Not having the money is a very real thing. So what can you do? Well, think about, why do you want to go on vacation, right? What's your why? Your why is connected to that fulfillment. Well, you want to go on vacation because it makes you feel good, because it takes you out of the day-to-day, because it gives you bonding time with your family, because, you know, maybe that aspect of seeing something different, being out of your routine. Well, what can you do that doesn't require money to bring you the same feeling, right? So what can you do? Maybe you take a day trip to someplace local, maybe to a festival, maybe to a local event that might be free or minimal charge that you can afford, and you figure out what's best, and you make a fun day of it, you know? What if, you know, you want to take your kids camping, but you can't afford, for whatever reason, to go camping? So create it in your basement. Create it in your backyard. What can you do? So, you know, I can't do this without my husband. Now, you know, I think it was Maureen. It was Maureen yesterday that was talking about her husband didn't want to put up the lights in her home, right? Or like wanted nothing to do with Christmas. And she was like, oh, you know, he didn't put the lights up because he's not into Christmas. What did she do? She did it herself. It's like, so if you can't count on someone to do something for you, then say, well, what can I do to solve this problem? You know, if you're not doing this for me, and if you can't do this, if you can't, you know, don't be waiting for someone else to solve whatever problem you have. Figure out, what can you do in the meantime, you know? This goes even as far as your goals. You know, if you have these goals and you're like, I can't wait to be able to accomplish this. Well, what can you do right now that will fill that gap of waiting, that will give you encouragement and hope and make you feel good? Because what's the why? Why do you want to accomplish these things? Why do you want to succeed? Why do you want to have nice things in the house? What does that represent to you? What does that mean to you? And once you know your why, figure out what tools you have right now to create it, to make it happen, or to take steps towards making it happen. You know, and I'll tell you, one of the things, I'm going to use an example. My oldest son is 8 years old, and he likes making movies, right? And so he's also at that age where swearing is a really cool thing, you know, like swearing is a big deal. So he's like, but Mommy, I want to say some not nice words. You know, I want to use some curse words. Can't I use curse words? It's a movie. Because in his mind, he's making like a PG-13 movie, even though he's 8. Oh, hi, Eugene. So you'll have to correct me if I'm not saying your name right, by the way. I apologize if I'm not. Okay, so he says to me, Mommy, I want to use curse words. And I said, well, I really would rather you not use curse words, so I'd like you to become creative. So you can't use curse words, so what can you do? Is there a way that you can pick a word that represents the curse word and maybe makes it funnier. And so I even told him to go so far as to spell out the curse word and pick words to represent it. Do you remember? I don't know if you guys did this as kids, but we used to say this. So instead of saying shit, you would say sugar, honey, iced tea. And that was like your secret way of swearing. So I encouraged him to do that. I was like, spell out the word and pick other words that represent it. So he felt empowered by that. So it's like he was kind of putting in a curse word, and kind of making it funny, because if your character in, the character in the movie that you're making, instead of going, shit, says something like, sugar, honey, iced tea. Like, that's hilarious, right? It's much funnier. And I was telling him, and I'm telling you too, sometimes within the confines of your limitations, you will have to become more creative, and you will push yourself beyond those boundaries that you feel exist and step out of your comfort zone. You'll have to think outside the box. And I'm using like every metaphor possible for like doing something different than what you normally do. And you will feel empowered. You'll be like, you know what? I can't do this, but I can do that. And kids do that a lot, right? You say to them, don't touch your brother. And so then they walk around and they kind of start going and not touching them, but they're still annoying them, going like this. Ooh. And you're like, stop touching them. I'm not touching them, because they've become creative. So they're like, I take your I can't, fine, but I'm going to do what I can do and not break the rules. And there's something fun to that. And it can be fun in your life. It really can if you make it that way. So let's start. If you have any questions about this, please feel free to write comments. And also, if you don't, if you want to speak to me privately, sorry, I just got a message popped in and I was like, thrown. If you want to ask me anything privately, if you want to start a thread in here and talk more about like the things that you can't versus the things that you can do, then that would be great. Right now, I just want you to sit with that and think, in what ways are you saying can't, and how can we switch it to can? Actually, you know what? I can't do it right now because I'm going to make dinner, but later I'll start a thread and I'll be like, and I will ask, what ways are you saying you can't, and how can we switch it to what you can do? All right? So that's today's little topic. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you guys have a great night, and I'll pop in later and check on you to see how you're doing. Have a great night. Bye.